Perfect, thank you very much for joining me. Yes, my name is Sean and you are watching MLS Ireland does predictions for week 25. So, yeah, let's go. Perfect, thank you very much for joining me. Yes, my name is Sean and you're watching MLS Ireland does predictions. And if you're new to this, hit that subscribe button. 260 at the moment, which is pretty impressive. As I said, I would like to get to 300 probably by the end of the season, but you know, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But anyway, last week was quite interesting. I got the first two right, and then the rest kind of all went mental, like MLS does. So, yep, why not? So I might as well crack on with the first game because I don't want to be keeping you here too long. Plus, I've got football very soon, and I'm not ready. But anyway, so let's go into this. The first one is New York City Red Bulls against Orlando. This one's going to be in New Jersey. Sorry. New York Red Bulls are a very, very interesting team at the moment. They are started off the season very weirdly at home. They didn't really win much, and they were winning away. And then the thing kind of shifted when they were losing away and starting to win at home. And now they're starting to lose at home again and getting a good result away. So this one's going to be a very strange one. They're coming up against an Orlando team who are 19th, not great. They got beaten by DC United, not great. Granted, DC United got a new manager, a new brand spanking new manager, but still not great for them. And they got beaten by New England and beat by Philadelphia in the last few games. So they're coming up against the New York Red Bulls team, where I think have the better players, I would say. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 win. I know New York Red Bulls have a strange home record at the moment, but I do think they're going to get it back on track kind of after this game, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to that one. The next one is FC Cincinnati against Atlanta. Now, this one actually going to be an interesting game. I think Cincinnati are going to be well up for this game. They beat Philadelphia, surprisingly. More surprising than really, yeah, very surprising. And they're coming up against an Atlanta team who are 23rd, and they won their last game against Seattle, which was a 2-1 win, which was a pretty good result. And their last game, their last away game was against Chicago, and that was a draw. And the one before that was a loss to the LA Galaxy. Now, Cincinnati only lost one game, granted, in the last 6. That was against Columbus Crew, but their home record isn't too bad. So they're coming up against the Atlanta team who, again, only the 2 out of the last 6. So I'm going to go for a Cincinnati win. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. I think Cincinnati are a very good team. I think Atlanta are struggling at the moment. I don't think Joseph Martinez is fully hit the ground running. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win in that one. So I think they're going to miss him in that one. The next one is New England Revolution against DC United. So this one's actually going to be a good one. Benteke may start. I'm not 100% sure if he's been kind of photoed and all that kind of stuff, with the shirt and all that kind of stuff, so he may be able to come off the bench. Now they're coming up against the New England team who are beating Orlando, like I said, 3-0, which is a pretty impressive result, but they haven't won a game prior to that in the last 6, so that's not good. DC United probably they've only won the one game too. That wasn't great. So this is New England Revolution at home. Should probably get the good result in this one, but DC United are new manager, new players, kind of bounce kind of thing, so I'm going for a 1-1. I think these two teams probably will be well matched, so yeah, I think a 1-1 is probably fair enough. The next one is Philadelphia against Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire are the 4th best team in the last 10 games in the terms of form. In the last 6, they've won 4 and only lost 1 and drew 1, so that's pretty impressive. And they're coming up against a Philadelphia team who've only lost 1 in the last 6, and that was against Cincinnati. And they are scoring quite a few goals in those last ones. Chicago Fire, I am starting to get impressed. I think they found out how to play with Shevchenko. Shaqiri's now starting to find his feet and find that it's actually a hard thing, so he's probably put a bit more effort into it. So that's which is good. So I'm going to go for a 2-2. Two teams are probably well matched. I think Philadelphia at home should probably win this one, but Chicago Fire are probably on a bit of a roll as well as Philadelphia, to be fair as well. But I think Chicago Fire may shock a few ones in this one. But a draw, I think, is fair enough. The next one is Toronto with their brand spanking new players against Portland Timbers, who actually didn't do too bad. They haven't lost a game again, like I said, in the last 6. Granted, only 2 of them were wins. 2 ones were wins, and they're coming up against a Toronto team who, since they got their good players, haven't lost really a game. They've beat Charlotte 4-0, drew against New England, and beat Nashville 4-3. So that's a pretty good result. Now they're coming up against, like I said, coming up against a Portland Timbers team. Are doing very well and getting a point out of this, but I think Toronto, with their new shiny players, probably will get a good result in this one. I want for like a 2-1 win. They have better players, so, and I think Insigne will probably get a good wee goal in this one too, so check that one out. The next one is Inter against New York City FC. Now, strangely enough, Inter started off the season quite badly, then they kind of went into a bit of a form, and then they went badly again. Only win 2 games out of the last 6 against Charlotte and Earthquakes. Okay, not great. And they're coming up against the New York City team who lost their best player, and they lost their last game to Columbus Crew. And they drew against Montreal, and then their kind of first game without their star forward, who's still on their books, but they've loaned away. There's like a 2-0 win against Inter. So they're coming up against Inter again. I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win to New York City FC. They still are a better team. Just I think a 3-2 against Columbus Crew was probably a bit of a fluke. They're going to be away from home again, but I think a 2-1 win's probably a good one. Could be a good result for them in this one. The next one is Austin against Sporting Kansas City. Now, Austin are third. Had a wee bit of kind of a blip there in the last 4. They only won the 1 game, and that was against Sporting Kansas City. So they're playing them again. And Sporting Kansas City are second from bottom, and they won their last game against LA Galaxy, which was a bit of a shock as well. So Austin against Sporting Kansas City, I'm going to go for the same result as last time, 2-0 win to Austin. Just they're a far better team. They're scoring a lot more goals, and I know Sporting Kansas City had a shock win against LA Galaxy, but LA Galaxy is awful at the moment. So 2-0 win. Colorado Rapids against Columbus Crew. Columbus Crew beat New York City FC there last time. And Colorado Rapids won out of the last 4. They won their last 3. They only got beaten by Seattle, which is pretty good. They beat Minnesota. They beat New York Red Bull. They beat LA Galaxy. But coming up against a Columbus Crew team who are 10th. Their only loss was against Montreal, and that was at home. So their away record, this is the first away game since the 14th of July. So this is going to be, I'm going to go for like a 1-1. I think these 2 teams are well matched. I think Colorado Rapids are on a wee bit of a trajectory. It's a better, nice, big word for me. Probably, I couldn't even spell it. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go for like a 1-1. Two good teams. Go for 1-1. The next one is FC Dallas against San Jose Earthquakes. Now, Dallas started off the season quite well, had a rough patch. Then kind of done all right against Real Salt Lake and LA Galaxy, but got beat by Seattle and Portland. Drew against Portland. And if you look they lost against New York City 1-0. They drew against Austin 1-1. They beat Real Salt Lake 1-0. They beat LA Galaxy 1-0. Whereas again that thing moved on me. They got beaten by Seattle 1-0, and then they drew with Portland 1-0. So you can see where this is going to go. I think Dallas is probably good win a 1-0 win in this one. So they are capable of getting the 1 goals. Their lack of goals is probably a bit not great at the moment. So I think this is probably where they're may fall short in the end game. Like once they get into the playoffs, I think they may struggle. So if they do get in, the next one is Houston Dynamo against Montreal. Houston are 25th, lost their last 3 games against Vancouver 2-1, Philadelphia 6-0, and Minnesota 2-1. So they're coming up against a Montreal team. Montreal are 5th. Lost against Sporting Kansas City about a month ago, and then beat Toronto, beat DC United, drew against New York City FC, beat Columbus Crew, and drew against Inter. So I'm going to go for like a 1-0 win to Montreal, just for the fact that they are a better team. Houston Dynamo aren't. Yeah, pretty much. Montreal 1-0 win. So yeah, the next one is LA Galaxy against Vancouver. LA Galaxy, like I said, got beat stupidly. They only won 1 game in the last 6, and that was against Atlanta. So that's not a great record for them. They're currently 16th in the league. Vancouver are 21st. Won their last game against Houston Dynamo, like I said. Then they haven't won a game prior to that. So this is going to be an interesting one. I went for like a 1-all. Don't think these two teams are in a great run of form at the moment. Vancouver can surprise a couple of teams. To be fair, so can Galaxy too, just on how crap they've been. So yeah, I'm going to go for like a 1-all. And that one, the next one is LAFC against Charlotte. LAFC, obviously top of the league. The last loss was against Vancouver, and that was like a 1-0 win, which was a bit of a shock as well. And they're coming up against a Charlotte team, Charlotte, who are 22nd, have a brilliant home record, but a poor away record. So they're coming up against an LA Galaxy team who, I want to say that it might start Bale, but God knows. So I'm going to go for, so this is going to be an interesting one. I think LAFC are a far better team, so I went for like a 2-1 win. Charlotte are a good team at home. Away from home, they're still a bit of a struggle, but next season, I think they're going to be a very good team if they keep their core of their team. So yeah, I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win in that one. The next one is Nashville against Minnesota. Nashville, I like the way they're trying to do things, but they have only won the one game in the last 6, and that was against Seattle, and they haven't won a game after that. They're coming up against a Minnesota team who are 8th, and they lost their last game against Colorado Rapids, but they didn't really lose a game in the last 5 after that. So I'm going to go for like a 1-all. Two teams are very well matched. Nashville, two teams are very good. You would think very good defensively. But Nashville 1-all, so yeah, I think it's going to be a good result for both of them. The next one and the last one is Seattle Sounders against Real Salt Lake. Now, Seattle Sounders are struggling at the moment, even though that they are 13th, but they only won the 2 in the last 6, and that was against Dallas and Colorado. Granted, they were both at home, so that's a good result for them. And they're coming up against a Real Salt Lake team who only won the 1, and that was against Sport of Kansas City. Seattle at home, you would give them the win, so I'm going to go for like a 2-1 win. I think these two teams are going to give a good game, but I think Seattle at home are just in a good of a form. So yeah, those were my predictions. I hope you enjoyed them. If you have any comments, and put them in the comments. Obviously, hit that comment, like, comment, share, and hit the subscribe. Yeah. So yeah, go for it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.